Let's go!
Hey guys, Sergio here from Sergio with another review. So this one's for anybody who likes Switch. You have a, issue with your power dock or anything, and you're tired of spending like 70 to 80 bucks on one. Well, let's talk Brook Gaming. Compared to the official release dock by Nintendo, this one's much more compact and can even be used for travel. The power dock comes with 2 ports for GameCube controllers, 2 USB slots, HDMI in the back with a C female port for power, and of course the USB-C male port is in the top for docking the Switch itself. Now, due to how small this thing is, docking the Switch on it does look a bit awkward in my opinion, but it does still get the job done. So you will have to reuse the power source from the Switch, as this dock doesn't come with any cables at all, so that also means you'll have to get a separate HDMI cable for it as well. Using the Switch power source is what's preferred from the website. Otherwise, it could cause issues power-wise. And as I said before, this is compact, so you can actually use it for travel, take it with you on family trips, when you're going to visit other people, that's extra dock in case you're going over a buddy's house, or even if you're on like a long plane flight and you don't want to hold your Switch in your hand, you want to like dock it and you don't want to use that hard to pull out clip in the back, you can pull this thing out of your pocket and dock it, and it'll still meet you at roughly about eye level. So I think that's pretty good selling point right there. As far as the functionality of it hooking up to your TV, there's no real issue there. It works just as well as the Switch dock does. You plug it in, it automatically pops up. Quick and easy, clean. Other functionality, now that's where it gets a little rough. I believe just because the model that I bought, it doesn't really work the way it's supposed to. There's 2 buttons on the front, one set for turbo, which is the only thing I actually didn't test on it, but the other button is supposed to change the modes out. But I haven't noticed any changes when doing this on the website. You're supposed to hold down the turbo button for about 5 seconds, so long as you plug the GameCube controller in. It's supposed to switch it over to mode, but from what I can tell, everything just seems more plug and play than that. So maybe the function button is more for the second model, which has more things added to it like Bluetooth and other things like that. They don't really specify, and that's kind of the issue, so it's really hard to say. So at this point, I started testing the controller out on here. I plugged in the GameCube controller into one of the ports, working fine, but immediately I noticed that I don't have a start button. The start button has now been replaced with home. There's a layout of what happens with the GameCube controller when plugged into this port, and apparently you lose the functionality of 2 of the buttons on the controller instantly. The start button becomes the home button, and the ZR button doesn't work at all. So when playing a game like Smash, the ZR button is usually for grab. You could do other things to grab, sure, but this is usually the more optimal way to do it. However, now you have to grab with the triggers, left and right. Weird, right? Even weirder, you have to hold them down to get shield. This will slow up gameplay in Smash immensely. At this point in the game, I began to get frustrated, as not being able to shield properly, roll, air dodge, or even tech became huge issues due to the way that the top buttons were configured due to the dock. It is a bit of a pain, but I feel like it's something that you would have to train to get used to. So at this point, I decided I was going to try and test the GameCube adapter from my Wii U, and surprisingly, I got pretty good results with that. As I began playing with the controller hooked up through the adapter, I started to realize that I had all my functionality back to normal again. Apparently, hooking up the adapter does still work the way it did on the Wii U on this dock, so if you don't like the way it's configured through those ports on the dock, you can always still go this route. Although it does kind of make it seem pointless to put the ports there in the first place. So I think the biggest issues that this thing will suffer from is, one, the configuration on the dock for the GameCube controllers. And I do understand that it's configured this way so that it'll work without breaking the system, which they also give an amazing guarantee on their website. If this thing is to brick your console, that they will repair and or replace your console for free. So that's pretty good. But you know, it's a really hard thing, and I've also tested it outside of Smash on other games. It works just about the same. Those two buttons work the same way generally. But luckily, you don't end up really needing ZR too much in certain other games, so it's hit or miss. But things that I do like, well, I do think the idea of the ports are actually a pretty solid idea. Even though it does look awkward, I do, with the Switch being docked into it, I still do like the fact that it's so small and portable. Being able to fit something like that in my pocket and go over a buddy's house to play and just be able to do like 2 setups like that, pretty amazing actually. And the price on this thing is only $50. You look anywhere, the cheapest I've been able to find an official Nintendo dock is about $60. The most I've seen it at is about $70 to $80. So it's a pretty good price for what you're getting. And like I've stated before in this thing, it can use a Pro controller, or you can use the Mars controller, which I will be doing a separate video on later on. If assuming that Jink doesn't put his out first, I think I'll get mine out before him though. So that being said, if you guys like this video, or if you liked me reviewing devices like this and you want to see more of it, please let us know in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Spread the word of Sergio. We're trying to get back to our grind here, but it's hard. Really hard getting back like this in the middle of this pandemic for what we typically do. But we do appreciate everybody who's stuck with us through all this. So with that being said, Sergio out.